Hello, hello. Welcome to Gunny to Old Trafford with your host, Ibi and Abdul Samad Kesam.
Wow, I love how you do it.
I'm always going to do
Well
it.
done. Awesome stuff, guys. Welcome again. Exciting times. FIFA World Cup. You know how it is. Please, guys, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell notification, and an amazing segment again. Once again, you know I'm always excited to sit next to this to La Professori, and I'm going to tell you guys just now why I'm calling you La Professori today. But Ibrahim, take us in.
Abdul,
give him the news.
Abdul, isn't World Cup soccer supposed to be the biggest football news in town?
Supposed to yeah, it's a messy kind of time of the year.
Yeah.
But
Abdul,
tell us more.
So Abdul, I want to structure this nicely, and you tell me.
Okay.
So if the World Cup is the biggest new story going on at the moment, if any other footballing news eclipses it, that tells you that specific football news is much bigger than the World Cup, right? Would you agree?
True. I agree. Do you guys agree?
And yeah, let us know in the comments. And if that's related to a football club, does it mean that football club is one of the biggest football clubs in the world?
I would agree.
You would, yeah?
Definitely, yeah.
So Abdul, tell me,
yeah.
why was Manchester United spoken about more yesterday than the World Cup?
Okay, I'm going to give you my answer. Okay. So listen here, guys. We spoke off camera earlier on, and Ibrahim is 100% correct. I mean, the United news that came out, and Ibrahim is going to tell you guys more about it, has totally, well, outshone the whole World Cup thing. However, when we started gunning to Old Trafford, we wanted Arsenal to do well. They're topping the league.
Yeah.
And when we started gunning to Old Trafford, we wanted Glazers out. And Glazers are out.
We're getting Glazers out.
There. So guys, gunning to Old Trafford, you heard it first. Amazing stuff, Ibi. For you United fans, 50-50, but you guys are making headlines that you can't believe.
So I mean, and I like to just, I know it was just a bit of fun up front, but in all seriousness, Argentina losing to Saudi Arabia should have been the biggest news story yesterday.
True.
Like you say, it was a messy affair in Qatar.
It was a messy affair.
No pun intended.
Nope.
Absolutely intended. Later the day, as the day progressed, we got official news from Manchester United that Cristiano Ronaldo and Manchester United have mutually agreed to terminate the contract. Yeah. Huge.
No, it's big.
And I think Ronaldo gets what he wants. Ten Hag gets what he wants. And the Glazers, I suppose, forced into a move based on some of the comments that were made. And there was no coming back from that, right?
No, not at all.
We spoke at length around Ronaldo in our live yesterday on Instagram. So I'm not going to go into too much detail. Honestly, I think this could have been dealt in a much better manner from Manchester United, from Cristiano Ronaldo, and from Ten Hag. Obviously, we don't know Ten Hag's side of the story. But, them airing their laundry out and getting Piers Morgan to help them do it, to help Ronaldo do it, I think that was really classless.
It just didn't settle. That just didn't feel good.
Didn't sit nicely. Obviously, he's entitled to speak to whoever he wants to, whenever he wants to. But I think that was really classless from Ronaldo in that situation. And normally, he's really precise in how he does things. But it won't diminish Ronaldo as a legend for me, specifically, at Manchester United Football Club. I know it might change for a lot of other people. But I think we should remember what Ronaldo has done for Manchester United, what he's done for football in general. And obviously, a player of his caliber would not be happy to have been going through what he's going through. Yeah. Hence, pushed him to do what he's done. Right?
Correct.
End of that story. Cristiano Ronaldo, Manchester United, separate ways. I would have hoped it was done in a much better manner.
Correct.
But they had to back Ten Hag.
Yeah.
They had to back the project. Yeah. And Sir Alex Ferguson said it. When a player thinks they become bigger than the coach or the club, they need to move on, no matter who they are. And it was time for Ronaldo to move on.
Awesome.
I don't know what your thoughts on that.
No, Ibi, just very, very, very quickly, just to reiterate what Ibrahim has said, is that, at the end of the day, I feel personally, as a Ronaldo fan, as a rival fan to Manchester United, like you said, both the parties got what they wanted. I just feel that from the beginning of the season, there should have been a little bit more communication. And I think there was a huge communication breakdown. And this is what forced Ronaldo's hand to do what he did. However, Manchester United, I think it's time for change now, Ibrahim. I think it's time the Glazers are out.
Yeah.
I think it's time Manchester United reach, and again, we spoke about this in the first segment, where Arsenal need to be. And I think it's time that Manchester United really turn the corner and really get a good owner to really take the club forward.
To the next
you know?
level.
And Ibrahim, I'm going to go through it. I'm just going to slide in. A question that has been hammering me since yesterday, and we got the news of the Glazers, and we were all Glazers out. We were passionate about it.
Glazers out.
Is that, Ibrahim, about 2 weeks ago, when we heard Liverpool was going for up for sale as well, we had Farid Chotia, and Farid speaks from the heart. And the Liverpool supporters, and we're just going to now do a little bit of a
Parallel.
to understand what the fans feel. So Farid was very strong about which owners take over next. Obviously, there was an Indian businessman, you know his name, Ambani. There's a few guys from Saudi Arabia, Dubai. They really want to take over. However, the avid Liverpool supporters don't want oil money, or they're very fussy on who needs to take over. My question to you, Ibrahim, and this is your passion. You love Manchester United, and I know with how much passion you speak about them and what you do for Manchester United. Your next owners, would you be fussy? Would you want to take a particular criteria of an owner? Or is it a much bigger question, a question whereby you want the club to flourish?
So I think before because I think there's a loaded question, there's a lot of parts to that, right? Yeah. So before I get into the new owners, I'd like to just spend a little bit of time on the current owners.
Sure.
One, let's just get it off, get this straight on and clear on record. Ronaldo's interview with Piers Morgan did not push the Glazers to sell Manchester United. Let's just be clear about that. Ronaldo, for what he was, he did what he needed to do for Ronaldo.
Yeah.
So let's be clear about that. I love Ronaldo, but let's not attribute what he's done in the interview and correlate that with the Glazers selling, right? The Glazers selling is a number of things. Yes, there were pressure from fans. And again, the pressure from the fans in England, in the UK, across the world has been massive.
Yeah,
right?
Definitely.
But it never pushed the Glazers to sell before, and it's not the reason why the Glazers are selling now. The real reason the Glazers are selling is clearly this cash cow called Manchester United is now dry. Sorry.
100%.
This cash cow known as Manchester United is dry. Right? And what it means is the Glazers cannot take more money out of the club. And they've realized now to compete with the likes, and similar to FSG, they've realized now to compete with the likes of Manchester City,
you need to put in
Newcastle in a couple of years.
Correct.
They're going to have to invest not only in the squad, but in the infrastructure,
Correct.
in the training facilities, in your academy, in the women's team, in the youth teams, in the city itself. And they're looking at that and thinking, we bought this club with no money of our own.
True.
For £600 million.
True.
Which the club is still burdened with their debt. We can now sell it for £8 billion. So you're talking more than 10x worth of profit. Or we continue and we know we're going to have to pump money into Manchester United to the tune of maybe £2-3 billion.
And we all know Glazers are not going to do that.
The Glazers are parasites. The Glazers will always be parasites. They are leeches that just want to take out of the football club. And now that they've realized it, that they can't, that's the reason why they want to sell. So let's put that on record. The Glazers are only selling Manchester United because they cannot milk this cow for any more.
True.
And now it's time for them to invest, and they're running. So this whole nonsense of, we're doing it for the fans and we're doing it for the longevity of the club, nonsense. They're doing it for their pockets, and let's put that on record.
Yeah.
So now to your question.
Sure,
Apologies for that monologue.
I told you guys, Glazers out. It started here gunning to Old Trafford.
Exactly.
I'm telling you guys, there's passion, man.
We were
Yes, yes.
the what do they call it?
Not the forerunners. We were the
No, you know
not
they
even
say
the start.
the straw that broke the camel's back.
Oh.
We were that straw, gunning to Old
Gunning
Trafford.
to Old
you know?
Trafford. Wow.
So on your question, Abdul, whether I'm worried if what type of owner comes in. For me, the criteria of an owner, it's not his ethnicity, not their citizenship. It can be an American owner, it can be an Arab owner, it can be a South African, it can be a Ukrainian, it can be a South Korean. I don't care. What I care is that whoever buys Manchester United, they have the best interests of Manchester United at heart. They have the best interests of the city of Manchester at heart. They have the best interest of the footballing side of this beast known as Manchester United.
Correct.
From the football side, so the club, the players, to the facilities, to the training ground, to the technology, to the stadium, to the women's side of the game, to the youth development, all of that needs to be taken into account. So for me, the owner that takes over, the ownership model that's right for Manchester United, it's someone that's buying it to see Manchester United get back to the top. And not another owner coming in to mint Manchester United for what's left of it.
Yeah.
And that's my criteria of who I want as a Manchester United owner. And let's look at Sheikh Mansour as an example.
Yeah.
Everybody talks about the soul of the club. Sheikh Mansour came into Manchester City, invested in the squad, invested in the facilities and technology, invested in the city, and Manchester City are better for it than where they were before Sheikh Mansour took over.
Oh, agreed.
So there's nothing wrong with Arab ownership.
Yeah.
Abramovich came in at that point. Yes, obviously whatever is happening in Russia, but at that point, Abramovich was not bad for Chelsea Football Club.
No, the Chelsea fans loved him.
Exactly.
They loved him.
Right?
Yeah. It's
The Qatar owners in PSG. The PSG fans love the Qatari owners.
They love them.
They've done nothing wrong. And the same thing coming with Saudi now and Newcastle. You'll see Newcastle building. You already see them building.
Yes.
But you're going to see them flourish because Newcastle is a great club with great history. And now they've got an owner that loves Newcastle, that loves them to succeed. And they're going to see that. Newcastle had an English owner.
Mike Ashley.
Mike Ashley. And that guy was a leech. He was like the Glazers.
He was terrible.
He was there to mint the club for all that they wanted to. So, who was bad there? Was the English owner good for Newcastle United? No.
Not at all. I mean, they suffered, man.
Exactly.
Mike Ashley, they suffered.
Exactly. So, again, Abdul, to answer your question, for me, an owner that has the best interest of Manchester United at heart, someone that's going to invest in the club and not take out from the club. That's my ask. And I hope that the same principles that were put in place by the English government to support the Chelsea takeover is put into place now, because the English government and the FA let Manchester United down when they allowed the Glazers to buy Manchester United on debt. And I hope that model changes now for Liverpool and for Manchester United when they potentially come up for sale.
Awesome. Guys, you heard it first at Gunning to Old Trafford. When Ibrahim speaks about Manchester United, as you guys can hear, his passion. I stand by you all the way, my friend.
Thank you, Abdul. Thank you.
Glazers out. Glazers out now. Glazers out tomorrow. Glazers out yesterday. Forever. We don't want to see Glazers anymore. Not good for the Premiership. Not good for football. And I'm happy. As far as the Ronaldo saga goes, I'm happy it's over, Ibrahim.
I'm happy it's over.
I'm happy he can carry on.
I wish Ronaldo all the best in
Yeah,
his
no,
career.
me too.
And I hope that after all of this, he can still come in and watch a game at Manchester United.
Of course, it would be awesome, man.
And his legend status is still intact. I think Rio Ferdinand summed it up really nicely. The clip you put up the other day.
Yes.
Ronaldo got what he wanted. Glazers got what they want. Ten Hag got what they want.
And
everybody
everyone's
moves
happy.
on.
Everyone's happy.
We happy. Ronaldo's happy. Ten Hag's happy. And Ten Hag now can focus on his squad.
Correct.
Ten Hag has won this battle, and now he needs to prove his mettle and get Manchester United firing.
That's it, 100%. Like we said before, also I'm a very strong admirer of Ten Hag. I just like his persona.
Yeah.
And I was very, very look up, as much as we love Ronaldo, I was happy that Manchester United took a stance that no player, like the previous boss, Sir Alex Ferguson, has always said, a player is never bigger or greater than the club.
100%.
You know, so Ronaldo, you happy, we happy, United's happy, Glazers not happy, but
we happy that the Glazers are not happy.
We very
Glazers
happy.
out. And
We very
just to end, I think we can end on this.
Sure.
You know, the Glazer brothers, in their statement, made a comment that Manchester United have 1.1 billion fans, and those fans' interests are at heart. Glazers, if you cared a damn for any of the Manchester United fans, you wouldn't have done what you've done over the last 17 years. So don't use our names
Is it
now.
17 years, Ibi?
17 years. So don't use our names now to justify filling your pockets. You're doing it for you. You're doing it for your pockets. Good riddance to bad rubbish.
Hey, love that one.
Yeah.
Good riddance to bad rubbish. I love that. So, guys, you heard it first again, gunning to Old Trafford. Once again, Ibi.
Always
special.
a pleasure. Yeah.
It was special again, guys. Don't forget to hit subscribe, hit that bell notification, like, comment. Get into those comments. Instagram is buzzing, guys. Get your predictions going. And let's have a great
Exactly.
FIFA World Cup. Not a messy World Cup. It mustn't be messy too messy. But yeah, big up. Ibrahim touched on it. Look out for the next segments. We'll be dissecting a lot of the FIFA games and the results. And yeah, brilliant stuff.
Yeah. Like, share, subscribe, hit the bell notification. And with that, Abdul, we are
gunning to
Old
Qatar.
Trafford.
Hey, what are we doing?
Okay, that's fine.
Okay,
He's going
it's
to
fine.
Qatar. I'm
He's
going to Old Trafford. Cheers, guys.
Ciao, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.